The following podcast has been brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up now using the URL audibletrial.com/TTV to get a free audiobook of your choosing. We recommend Brick by Brick, How LEGO Rewrote the Rules of Innovation and Conquered the Global Toy Industry. You may recognize this as one of the sources we use in our show, BIONICLE Autopsy. Remember, that's audibletrial.com/TTV. Enjoy the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sing.
Sing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV podcast, episode 150. Celebrate good times. Come on.
It's a celebration.
Be right.
Dude, when I was like, I remember being like 2 years old and hearing that song, and would just break out into dance spontaneously in like the middle of the store. Like I would go to like a shoe carnival or something. They'd play a song and I'd just start dancing.
Sounds great.
Sounds perfect.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not.
So welcome to the amazing TTV 150 extravaganza. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have live callers. We're gonna have prize giveaways. We're gonna have none of
violence
that at all.
We're not gonna do any of that. But
Yeah.
Massa, remember back in the day where every single TTV episode you would forget the episode number?
I do
I
remember.
know.
I remember them.
You were so I don't understand why I didn't fire you after like the 5th or the 10th time.
Honestly, I don't either. That's very
He's like,
unprofessional.
It was
It's like,
extremely
hello,
unprofessional.
Hello, everyone,
I've tried to
and
shake
welcome
up.
to episode.
It was like
and
the
I'd be like-
least you could do is know the number we're on.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well,
it's
back then, Messa couldn't count that
143.
high.
Oh,
Oh snap! Get wrecked, son.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
No, anyway, we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Messo's next.
Probably. I'm Messinac.
I'm Broderan.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Viper.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And without further ado, let us begin TTV 150 with a
My
slight
voice is
PSA.
So deep.
Yeah, no, but you didn't
That
have to
one, that
introduce
was
the
weird.
PSA.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
We're gonna
unnecessary.
naturally discuss it.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like, oh, by the way, just making sure. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, you are currently a week behind. Our podcast is being uploaded to Vessel every Monday now for new episodes. So if you're interested in checking out new episodes as they happen, be sure to follow us on Vessel at vessel.com/the TTV channel. 'Cause
And-
that is where the podcast will be.
Yep.
Right now, that means if you're listening to this on YouTube, there's another episode of TTV podcast you can listen
Yeah,
to.
you're
as soon
like
as you
2
get
episodes
Yeah,
behind.
if you're listening to this on
Yeah.
YouTube, you can go listen to TTV Podcast 151 right now completely for free by making an account on Vessel. That's super easy to do.
Right.
And if you don't have to pay for anything and you don't have to enter any credit card submissions, dude, I don't know how many times I had to tell people that after we
I
launched.
know. I think because they saw that box and they're like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, no,
The
it's like
podcast
as
is
soon as
free.
you see that there is like a place to enter credit card info, people just like turn off, like their brains
They're like,
stop.
credit
It's like 'cause
card.
there's a big button that says skip now. I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
What if that's like an instinctual response? Like our ancestors had credit cards, and credit card fraud.
Like we
It's so
used to be
common.
haunted by giant credit card monsters back in the Stone Age.
Exactly! So it's like anytime they see something, it's a trap. They know the credit
man,
card
the worst thing
monsters
is
are
when
gonna
they
try
would
and grab
start
them.
charging you.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
It's like Stone Pal.
They charge you.
Wow.
I love it. No, but yes, Vessel. We did launch Vessel this week. That was
did.
fun.
And I must
that was
say,
fantastic.
to all of you that have gone and checked it out, you have helped make the launch what I would consider a grand success.
It was
Y'all's
it was a
defense.
success. It wasn't a flawless success.
No, there has been.
There were a lot of like mess ups and
Naysayers.
issues. Well, there were
Oh,
some naysayers, but like on our end there were some issues because there was a lot of stuff like because
That's
there
great.
was some confusion as far as like dates and everything, like because as we were launching Vessel, we were also transferring all of our videos from YouTube to Vessel.
all hundreds
So-
of them.
Yeah, a few hundred of them. So it's just like there were some old videos that were trapped behind the paywall, like you had to pay to access them, or
Right.
there were some new videos that weren't listed as recently added, but old videos were listed as recently added.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like weird things happening. Like I know the Makuta Fest announcement, for example, that was stuck behind the paywall.
Yeah, we misclicked on that.
Yeah,
Just
that
imagine,
you,
like,
you
a
screwed that up. Which, by the way, I don't really know why you made it live on YouTube without checking the Vessel channel to make sure it was working. But all right.
I made it public on Vessel, and I was like, "Cool, it's working." And then
But it wasn't working.
Yeah.
There's a big thing that said early access. You have to pay to access this video.
Yeah, that was my bad. That wasn't intentional. Anybody wondering? I misclicked on
Yeah,
that.
and like that happened to the podcast too, where like we thought the podcast was public, but it was actually behind the paywall.
And then yesterday I was going to I was uploading TTV Talks about Pixar movies, which is our TTV Talks that was early access on Vessel. And then I realized we never made Relationships Part 2 public on Vessel. So I did that.
But the thing is, you made it public, but you didn't change the upload date. So it said recently added 2 hours. So if people were looking at our Vessel channel, they probably thought Relationships Part 2 was the new episode.
Wow.
So there was a lot of confusing stuff.
We're getting
the hang of it, but
I mean, the thing is, like, it won't be that bad from now on because this week was hectic because we were releasing 2 videos a day.
Right.
As well as uploading like all our past videos. So from the week on, this won't be that bad.
No.
Right. We'll be able to just go on our Vessel channel. And
now it's launched. Everything should be a bit smoother.
By the way, shout out to the people from Vessel for being like insanely supportive of us.
They've been weirdly
supportive. Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Coming from a detached video platform like YouTube that not only has no customer support but doesn't interact with their people all that much, Vessel has been very supportive.
Yeah, we've had email correspondence like practically every day, and we update each other and everything. So it's really nice talking to them. They're really cool people.
Right, and if we need a problem, we have a problem, we can ask them directly, and that's like one of the greatest things for like.
Right, because like there was one issue as far as like the early access stuff where we didn't actually have the toggle to turn on early access or not. So some videos that weren't supposed to be early access were. And we were like, oh, crap, we need to like fix this. So we just emailed them, and they were like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. And they gave us the early access toggle so that we could turn it on and off.
Right.
So that was really cool.
I mean, they're reading our tweets and like following us on our news site and stuff.
Yeah, they're really nice.
So yeah, they've been paying a lot of attention to us, and that's really great.
It's nice to see someone there other than a machine.
Right.
Like Google.
Right.
Yeah, if Vessel crashed and burned tomorrow, and we for some weird reason, and we had to like cancel our membership, I would still consider it a successful experiment because it's just really nice having a face that is helpful.
Yeah.
Just a face, Meso.
Just a face, yeah, not some faceless monster like YouTube and Google that lurks behind the shadows and deals copyright strikes.
We're finally seeing it through my eyes.
You have a different perspective.
Your perspective's a little weird, but I don't necessarily.
Hey, they will take over the world. Lego is next.
Yeah. But anyway, like we said earlier, podcast is currently in Vessel. Be sure if you're interested in podcasts and being up to date is important to you and watching the latest one, go to our Vessel channel. It's going to be there.
Once again, you don't have to pay for early access to see the podcast. Just make a free account.
Yeah. But other than that, I would like to say that thank you everyone that actually did jump ship and follow us in Vessel. You guys are awesome.
You are helping us out dramatically.
And for the people that stayed on YouTube, that's fine as well.
Yep, we still appreciate your viewership.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. When is the Lego Movie 2 coming out?
Not soon enough.
2017.
2017, isn't it?
Or maybe 18.
Too soon. Everyone's like, not soon enough. Takuma was like, too soon.
It's gonna be like 3 years.
Did you not like Takuma? Did you not like the Lego Movie?
No, I liked it. I just wanted to say something different from everyone else.
Oh, you're one of those people. You're like,
you're a hipster.
I was just trolling.
Popular things.
I am so hipster. I eat my chili before it's cool.
Okay, let's move on.
So anyway,
cool.
Before we talk about Bionicle news,
I figured you would say something like, I eat my ice cream before it's cool. Isn't chili like hot?
Before we talk about Bionicle news, of which we have plenty, there's one quick thing I want to show from the message boards. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. It's a funny picture somebody made in the favorite cast member topic.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
TTV Civil War.
The only thing about The only thing about this is that it would make more sense if it was Kahi, not me.
Right, exactly. Like, Var is not in this Civil War. It's me versus Mesa.
Yeah, I was basically playing the part of Spider-Man. I was like very much in between.
Yeah.
Literally, you were Spider-Man.
Although, really, if you want to get technical, it's on the favorite member poll, the favorite host poll.
I guess that's
and
true.
Meso and Var, you guys are two highest.
Yeah,
So-
we are second and first. So
Get wrecked,
Fair
or
enough.
I'm number 1.
that's okay. I'm number 2. That's fine with me. I don't mind. I don't try to like pander to our audience and word things and friend everyone and try to act like a nice guy and then talk crap about them behind their backs.
I don't do that. I only do the
That is
first half.
absolutely
Well,
what you do.
100% true, by the way. That's
I
exactly
only do
what
the
that's
first bit, not the last bit.
No,
about. You do the last all the time.
That's what you put on a face whenever you talk to anyone that's not us.
No, I
Don't
don't.
lie.
You will do you will talk to somebody and be like, "Oh man, you know,
You
I
are
can
so
sympathize."
two-faced.
I don't
And then
put on a
you'll go to
face.
us and be like, "Man, what that guy's such a
No, I
he's
don't.
annoying me all over the
You
place."
absolutely do that.
Absolutely do.
I'm just kind
Yeah,
to
I
people,
don't
whereas you guys are so
have-
detached and closed off.
No, Meso, I'm kind to people is a facade, though.
Right.
I-
You're like the epitome of a public relations manager.
I am legitly kind. Do not let
You're
these
good.
people.
You're good at your job. We'll put it
Do
that.
not let these people sour your opinions of me. Think of all the good times
Can I
we've
make a
had,
comment
fans.
on this image?
Yeah, okay.
You know, I knew that like he probably took a base character and just reversed it
Are you
and
about
then
to talk
put like
about the
Meso's
shop
details
Loo-wah
on
boots?
one side. Sure. You know, he has like Meso's details on one side, Var's on the other, which is just the base model, and then the Kakama. Then I noticed the Kakama is on Meso's side, and Meso's head doesn't fully cover it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Huh?
Yeah, you can all,
It kind of took me out of it a little bit.
I just like how you like shop the Nuva boob on there. Like, we got to make sure we keep
It
that
really
that
did.
part.
I know. It's like this gold thing.
Yeah. Regardless.
You can actually render those models pretty realistically
interesting.
From LDD.
from LDD.
Oh,
Yeah. You can.
You have to export them as a
Yeah,
model and then render them in, I think,
Povray.
LCAD? Povray.
LK
yeah.
or PovCat, either or. There are multiple different programs.
I've never opened up LDD before. I've never even looked at the program.
I think
It's
you would
okay.
really
I mean-
enjoy it. I've spent a lot of time in LDD, but I don't, quite frankly, have the patience to spend hours trying to pose my creations. I'll just make them and just like,
Right.
sit there so they look
Makes
weird.
sense.
And
I guess I would like that because,
They-
like, I mean, we were even having a discussion about mocking before the episode started, where it's like, I love to mock, but I hate the mess it makes.
you would probably
'cause-
like LDD if you could have. The
Yeah,
patience
it's like
for
I would
it.
like LDD probably then.
'Cause it
Like,
has
I
a-
always end up with like a pile of parts that I have to resort and put up, and it's just really annoying.
LDD has
I hate
most of
taking
the
apart
parts
models.
available from CCBS, and believe it or not, every update they sneak in a few old Bionicle parts.
That's
So
cool.
slowly the collection is growing.
That's pretty cool.
We've gotten
Yeah.
a lot of the basic Bionicle stuff, like Metru limbs and sockets and torsos and stuff.
Wish we could get a Miru. Hint, hint,
Yeah, how?
nudge.
But
They have a how. Of
Yeah.
course, they have a how.
yeah, that,
It's the
I have
star.
an
It's
army
the
of
stars.
CCBS.
How?
We have a how.
the how makes me mad.
Why?
Yeah.
Why does the how make you mad?
It's so iconic that like it overshadows everything to the point of annoyance. And like it's gotten to the point where it's so many places whenever and like it's associated with Bionicle that I associate it with my Bionicle negativity. It's like whenever I see the how, it brings up the feelings of negativity in me. So, like-
So what's wrong with?
I was feeling hyped about Bionicle Book 1, and then they revealed the cover, and I was like, this book is gonna suck. they're plugging Tahu. What is this?
Yeah, I no, see the how. I don't really have
So
that big of a deal.
basically, Meso is mad that he's not the popular kid.
Sort of. The how is I don't have an issue with the how. I have an issue with Tahu.
Mm.
Tahu is everywhere.
Tahu does monopolize everything.
Hey.
To
I
by
think- I don't
Merlin
think it's
Man's
because of
own admission.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's because of the how. I think it's just because he's red. Red is just like the monopoly character.
It
I
is.
guess. But I mean, but out of the
Red
original,
Ranger, anyone?
I mean, personally, out of the original mask, I think the how is the best design. It's just
It really is.
it kind of encapsulates everything good about the other mask all in one mask. I think it's most striking mask of them without feeling dated.
I will concur in that regard. I always thought it looked kind of awkward. Like
I never got that.
It was so big and so shiny that when stuck up, like it was so smooth and not detailed, like on the forehead, it looks kind of odd. You know, am I alone in this?
I never once got that.
Am I alone in this? Like all the other masks are so detailed.
I think you're alone in this.
Mezzo, have you not seen the Miru? He literally doesn't have anything on his forehead.
Well, that's not true. He does.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, but okay, fine. He figuratively doesn't have anything on his forehead aside from detailing, but
Miru's
his head looks smoother than
He doesn't have
how.
anything aside from the
I feel like if not. I feel like if not.
Yeah,
He doesn't have anything aside from everything.
I'll rephrase. Liwa's Miru, or the 01 Miru, looks smoother than the How, by far.
Disagree. The Miru has the ridges and the detailing, subtle though they may be. I will not argue with you. The Miru is the second smoothest, but the How has like no detailing aside from all the holes. Which, to its credit, it does have more holes than the Miru. So that does set it apart from the crown.
I think for the Miru, it helps that there's like big gaps in the mouth area because you get like the detailing of the head sculpt underneath the mask that also adds to that appearance.
Yeah,
that's true.
Gives the mask depth.
That's why I like the G2 How more than I like the G1 How because of this reason.
Yeah, no, I will agree. The G2 How, I remember us criticizing that a lot when it first got revealed after having the set in my hands for a long time, like doing product showcase and everything. Man, the G2 How has grown on me so much, I can't go back to the original one.
I feel like, if not the How, I feel like the most iconic mask from the first generation, or from the very first wave, would probably be the Cow.
Really?
Which
Cow?
I mean, I don't know why you guys are saying the How kind of has it all. I mean, the Cow for me, and maybe this was part of it being the fact that it was the only one that was computer generated. But it's like it had both kind of the mechanical elements in that it had like the goggles and the air tanks on the side, but it still had a lot of the other features the other masks did.
I would say the Cow
is
the worst mask of all.
Definitely.
Really? Oh, no, I'm with Takuma here.
No, I think the Cow is absolutely the worst of them.
Yeah, no, it looks like a swimmer's.
I thought it was one of the best.
Which is like, I mean, it's like the worst of the best. Like,
the worst
it's better
of them
than
all is the
practically
Akaku.
No,
so asymmetrical.
Well, see,
no,
there's
nothing
wrong
with
Akaku.
I like the original Akaku because out of everything, it did have that round shape, and it was made distinct by the lens.
It's got a round shape, and like he has a big mouth that's always open.
The asymmetrical.
Well, actually, no, I have to disagree with you there, Matt. So he doesn't have a big mouth. In fact, that's my only complaint about the original Akaku is that I felt like his mouth is really tiny, and he's got like no chin.
Hey everybody!
It looks like he's like kind of whistle because it's like a little circle.
Yeah, it's like I never really liked how the Akaku kind of clips off at the bottom, and you can like see the chin of his character. So it's like, but no, I don't. Yeah. I think the Cow is the worst of the.
I like Cow.
Wait,
I think the Cow just looks the most dated.
Cow G1's better than the Cow G2.
The Cow looks so 90s, like giant goggles and like the face breather thing. It looks awful, but I mean, like the How is timeless for me.
That's why it looks cool.
Yeah, man.
It looks dated.
It looks like a giant fight. It looks like
Cow G1 is better than Cow G2.
It looks old.
No, the Cow G2 is way better. Cow G2 has
no, I don't. That's not even an argument. Cow G2 is much better.
So an argument.
Yeah. I disagree.
No, it's not.
It's
now
it's
if only I really kind of wish that Cow from Generation 2. It's one of my favorite Gen 2 masks. I just wish they had it in a publicly available for people to get, like the G1 Cow, that translucent dark blue.
Yeah, you don't have to pay $500 on eBay to get it, because that's what it's selling for those that don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. But no.
Well, hey,
Thanks, silence. I want to talk about it.
Everyone's too
at the same time.
Angry messages.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this.
But that is pretty insane. I would never. I mean, we had the thing of the Platinum Avohi. I would never pay that much for a mask ever.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how much people have to pay for just a set. It
Right.
makes the whole
Not even,
stereotype.
tiny
Makes
little
the
piece of
whole-
plastic. It's like, well, I don't know, $500. Yeah, right.
It makes the whole toy collector stereotype much worse. It's like, I spent $500 on
Maybe
this set.
$30. Maybe $30.
Right.
For its
No.
exclusivity.
Nope.
Maybe
I feel-
$30.
Not even.
I feel bad that
Not even 30.
No, I would say 30 is okay.
What?
50 pushing it, but not unrealistic. See, I could see me buying it for 30 and then reselling it for 50, and it probably selling.
People sold the clear How for 30, and that was like much less rare than the blue Cow is.
Yeah, I thought people were crazy when they did that.
People
So
were very crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah, well,
insane.
people
I-
bought
that was Bionicle 2015 hype. more
It's
than
also Comic-Con exclusivity tends to, like, in the minifigure community, people will pay outlandish prices.
Oh
that
man,
just kind of bled over into Bionicle a little.
I just like that. I like they do cool stuff for Comic-Con, but there's so many cool things I wanted that they put up in Comic-Con, and I wasn't able to get.
I understand. I can
Like
relate to
Martian
that.
Manhunter and like the Green Lantern.
SDCC, we're getting an Ultron set that's like Ultron's throne.
We're getting like a lot of great stuff too. We're getting there's another set that they're releasing for SDCC that I really want. I forget what it is.
Superman 1.
Yeah. Action
Superman?
Comics.
Yes, when he's holding the green car. Oh my god! Why can't they release that? I would buy that so quickly. if that was-
Yeah, no, okay. No, I want to go back to talking about masks, because like Kai
Okay.
starts getting on the DC hype train.
You're the one who segued off of mass.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying
We
to.
were like in the middle of the
We were
argument, and you were
talking-
like,
no,
"Yeah, by
no,
the way,
no.
the
We were
trans,
talking
the trans
about
blue cow.
masks. Yeah, well, Var, I'm sorry that you just love to ramble on and 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 on and
Put
on
up a
and on and
conversation
on
in
and
the
on.
middle, and I'm trying to continue it, and you're berating me for it. You're a mistake.
He didn't
I'm-
do
I'm
anything,
gonna-
and you're berating him.
That's
Oh
what-
my
it wasn't
gosh.
funny. It was never
Shut up.
funny.
Shut up. All right, do you want to go back to talk about? We can go back.
Look, we can settle this once and for all. Let's compare.
There's no going back.
Let's compare how Golly G1 and Golly G2 look with their trans blue masks, and we can settle it.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord. Oh, good Lord.
Okay,
That looks god awful.
Yeah.
that looks.
Credit to Lightyear, who actually got the trans blue cow from the Lego Inside
That
Tour.
actually does look.
Posted this
The
picture.
mask looks
Wait,
cool on its own, but on it,
He made me not want to buy it. So
Yeah,
Wait-
that
wait a
looks really
second.
bad.
I got a question.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought Ankier got it, not Lightyear.
both of them did. Well,
I mean, they're brothers.
they're their brothers, I guess.
together.
Lightyear was the one that posted this, so it could be
One of
Ankier.
you could have just grabbed it from Ankier.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Nobody cares.
Oh, yeah, no one cares who.
No,
it was.
literally
I'm
nobody
pretty
says you have it.
sure. I'm pretty sure Ankier cares. Okay,
Is
anyway.
the word
On this
gray
mask-
spelled with an A or an E?
On this mask, look at the eyes. Are they like foamed over?
Foamed over?
Foamed over.
It's like,
Golly's gone raging
I understand
mad.
what-
She's
I
like,
understand.
She's got rabies.
Her eyes
She's
are
got
foaming,
rabies.
guys. Her eyes are foaming. Stay back.
she's gone full on Ortega.
Golly, the
3 or
rabbit
5
coma.
years ahead of time.
TTV episode
This
1
is about as
foamed over
bad.
eyes.
This is about as bad as the time in like my Rudaka review. I was like, what are these? These hooked boots?
Yeah, hooked boots.
I never,
Happy sisters.
That was a classic.
I never heard the end of that. I know.
You didn't
At
know
that
the name
time,
of the shoe. You could have said stiletto, but
At-
all you had to do is just say heels.
at that time, I completely blanked. I totally forgot what they were called.
That was like the most homeschool moment we've had.
But no, I
This
understand
is what
the thing
happens
about
if
the
you don't
eyes.
let your kids.
I think it's
This
a
is what
trick.
happens if you don't let your kids go out.
I think it's the
Recording.
trick of the light. But then again, that's like what I always say in our arguments about the color blue and things.
Wait,
are
what's a trick of the light? Because I still don't know what LJ is trying to
It's
say.
like he's
Okay,
saying, like,
look
I
at the-
think what he's saying. Sorry, I'll let you explain it.
If you let me say it,
Yeah,
then
my
I'll
bad.
say it.
My bad, I'll let
son
you
of a-
say it. I'll let you make
Yeah,
it
Jesus.
fun.
That's what's
LG's
the problem,
foaming
man?
in the eyes, guys. He's going crazy.
What I intended to say was her eyes are filled in. The mask doesn't have any eye holes. Kind of like the original G1 Cow.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
I knew what he was
Yeah,
saying.
I
I just couldn't get over how stupid it was that he said.
Yeah,
I'm glad you couldn't.
say her eyes are glazed over, or maybe there's something covering her
Or,
eyes.
yeah, or
Oh,
you could have just said, "Oh, look, she doesn't have eye holes."
Like,
like any normal person would have said.
Guys,
Listen, pal, it was a long day yesterday. I'm still recovering.
Poor
I had to work for 1 day.
River.
Somebody call the war.
Over each other. Yuck, 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 yuck,
The
yuck.
ambulance.
No, but
Thank
yeah, I think you're right, Andre. It doesn't like they have that the eye holes are there, so that's very interesting.
I think it's a trick of the light.
Is there a picture of just the mask so we can confirm?
Unfortunately, right now it's
Pictures of them in
just like in the
packages,
packaging.
It totally is.
Wasn't that one with packaging?
There was, but that's kind of obscured.
No one's taking a picture of just the mask, like on a
I think
white...
somebody did on Eurobricks. I'll go track it down
Okay, yeah.
because it
Because
a couple
like that would be really cool if that was the case, because that would definitely be a callback to the original one. But
All right.
regardless,
I want to tell.
You want to do
What?
what?
So while we're recording this episode, Meso posted an image of like your Anchor's mask. Venom is in the chat right now, going, "OMG, this is so unfair." I don't think he's seen the eBay listing that we referenced earlier,
Yeah, he's seen it. You
where
posted
the
it yesterday.
mask actually sold and was on eBay. So I'm going to link that now.
Vin should bring back
What?
on eBay
No!
today for the cow cow.
I wanted to disappoint him.
well,
Why would you?
Gosh,
why would
dang.
you do that? He's not even in the call. There's no point to surprising him.
yeah,
Are you gonna read out what he types in chat? That seems pretty anticlimactic.
LJ, you're doing so many things this episode that are really ticking me off.
Okay, fine then. I'll fix that.
Yeah,
Man, Var is so
that's
talented.
VAR is the best.
I think
You're
I'm
taking
gonna
me
go
off
find
again.
my potato head GIF again.
Ah, gosh dang it.
No, but yeah, it would appear as though the eye holes are at least there on the CGI artwork for the mask.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why they wouldn't have eye holes.
Well,
in the
somebody
mask.
bought the mask. I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we
Oh,
had
that
Congratulations, you could have put
Isn't
that
it-
towards charity.
Yeah,
or
or
me.
Also coming in for like the activity book.
No.
no,
No.
go.
Where's he been?
Akim, yeah, Akimu's protector mask is coming with it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. No, I know. I got mixed up because at one point we did theorize they would come in with the activity book, and I knew it was confirmed, and I just forgot which one. it
Hope
was.
it would.
Theorized wrong.
I know. I'm just.
Oh, here we
I'll look
go.
at that picture.
Guys, come on now.
Let's be
Let's stop
friends.
fighting.
Yeah,
let's
stop
let's
fighting.
quit. Anyway, okay, so
Okay,
someone
this
just posted a picture of the mask in.
This is hard to say.
Yeah, this is
Kinda
really
looks-
hard to tell.
I mean,
It could just be a really thin layer of plastic.
I think there's
Or-
absolutely nothing, and that it's a trick of the light.
Okay.
I think it might be.
Like-
Yeah.
The most recent picture Mesa posted, yeah, it has eye holes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, confirmed. Cow has eye holes.
So it would be
Confirmed,
stupid
it's
for them
beyond a
to make
shadow of
a
a
second
doubt.
mold for a limited run mask.
Well, it wouldn't be hard to like add a kind of thing.
Speaking of cows, that original cow is ugly.
It is not.
It is
All right,
so
let's
ugly.
do it. I posted
You're
it.
so
Here's the
ugly.
one.
Yeah.
You can the Kanohi and the Master Power, so you can look at all of the.
Kama's
like, compare-
ugly.
The Kakama is iconic.
Got puffed
Every
cheeks.
one of them has an iconic shape. You can put a silhouette of them, and you know which mask it is, except for the cow. I feel like a cow is not iconic.
Who says? I can recognize a cow silhouette.
Yeah, I can recognize the cow silhouette too. I just don't think it's a really good silhouette. It just looks kind
Yeah,
of ugly.
I mean, like it's iconic shape. It's the same with Team Fortress. You can recognize all those. They made them so that silhouettes are.
Oh,
iconic.
don't even start on that. People will get mad at you.
I don't know
These
any.
masks, they have great iconic shapes. They have great iconic shapes, except for the cow. Even if you can recognize it, because we've been trained to being more invested in Bionicle than the normal person. All right, trained to maybe not. We are more invested in the normal person.
It's been
right?
many
We can-
years in the
Are
mask
you
silhouette
saying
camp
weirdos?
practicing.
Yes, we are weirdos.
Silhouette recognizing skills.
Now, so you are talking to yourself right now. No one. You basically pulled a Kahi. No one knows what you're talking
Oh,
about.
sorry,
Just
be right
talking.
back. Hold up.
While he was talking.
That's it.
When
When the
I was
RPG
at
comes out, you guys are
Raisins.
getting nothing from loot chests except cows.
I think the Bakari might be also like the second worst, but that's also really simplified.
I'll
It's
agree
not
with
that bad.
Well, I kind of get you, but I feel like the shape is very iconic.
Yeah, no, see, I don't dislike the Picari for the same reasons I dislike the Cow. I think the Cow was just overall like an ugly mask. The Picari is just too simplistic compared to the others. It doesn't have as striking of an image.
Right.
To be honest, though,
Looks
if
the
there
most
were a
fearsome
reason to
to
get
me.
angry at the Picari, it'd be the fact that it was used on every single Matoran in Monog.
It was
It
used
was
in
not
quite a
used
few
on
Matoran.
every single
Not
Matoran.
everyone, but a lot of them, yeah. And it's
Yeah,
pretty,
figuratively speaking, of course, but it was the most used Great Kanohi mask in 2001 to 2003.
Wow.
Interestingly,
I am going to go
look
through the
at the
entirety
masks.
of Monog and take a count of all these masks just to see if what you're saying is true or if it's just more stuff you're blowing out your ears.
I feel
My
like
ears.
there's-
No, it's
the list
foaming out his
shape
ears,
they had.
Takuma.
Yeah, okay.
Foaming out his ears.
Well,
I don't like G2 Kakama as much though. I think
Yeah.
the G2 Kakama is kind of lame. I don't like
Yeah,
I don't like the ear vents.
they
that it
came
has.
very close
Yeah.
to like making a mask that was a great homage to the first one, but fell just a little short. I think.
I think it's the ear vents. I think if it didn't have the ear vents, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I like. I mean, the Gen 2 Picari is much better.
I like the Gen 2 Picari a lot.
Yeah, Gen 2 Picari looks terrifying.
Yep.
It is pretty
Looks
neat.
like a hockey player helmet.
It
does.
does.
Really
I
does.
thought I liked the Gen 1 Picari more.
Seems like
Gen
we're just
1
never
looked
going
on-
to agree.
The Gen 1 one looks like a kind of like a cultural, like tribal
Well, I mean,
mask.
like the Gen 2 masks have very different aesthetics. So, I mean, like, obviously,
Right.
it would make sense that you like certain Gen 1 masks over the Gen 2 ones, because the Gen 1 masks were much more simplified, much more striking as far as shapes go.
Yeah.
The only
I
Gen
think,
2
like,
masks
well-
I like more are Fire and Ice.
All of the Gen 1 masks were made very minimally. Like you can check, look at not only the Great Kanohi, but all the noble ones too. They were meant to be very more, honestly, more tribal, especially like the noble Mahiki.
Yeah.
You can see how like that looks like this kind of tribal mask with like a little electronic piping to kind of
Yeah,
make
no, I can see that.
line.
It's
So-
kind of like an actual mask.
Right.
Or
If
it's
you
like-
look at all the other
yeah.
masks past that 2001-2003 era, they all basically lose that. They become more complicated as time goes on. Especially like 2006, all those masks have like a lot of detailing to them. And they're not
I
seamless.
wouldn't source 2006, but I know what you're getting at.
If anything,
Yeah.
2006 kind of went back to more simplified designs.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were also they weren't nearly as simplified as 01, but in a way, I would say they're
They look a lot like O2's mask and
because
like how
04's masks
textured.
weren't that complicated either.
I will say that
I-
that 6 masks had a lot of great iconery, except for the Elda. Again, it's the Elda. I don't think that is as
It's
iconic.
not a mustache.
Right. It's like a-
Yeah, the Eldo was probably
Honestly,
the weakest of that.
Yeah.
I think a good example would be 2007 and their masks, kind of going forward
Those were
in the detailed design.
Yeah, those went way
2007
forward.
masks were awful. Yeah, they went way too overboard trying to be complex and stuff.
But they
And
they
then
were-
after
they were- they are-
2007, it
aside
kept
from the
going.
Bolytech and the
Yeah, I
China,
just kept going in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
those-
the Arthron. I really do.
the Atheron.
I like the
Arthron.
Faxon,
Is it
and I like
Arthron?
Kuki's mask
Yep.
because it's unique.
Jalas.
You know how much time I've spent staring at all these masks?
I know it's Jalas. I just thought it was Atheron, not Arthron.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would have kind of liked it if they had some form of resemblance to their prior masks, like before.
That was
in-
something that always kind of ticked me
Yeah,
off a little
I was
bit.
gonna say in like 08,
Well, I mean-
Tahu's mask.
Yeah,
it
like it-
looks nothing like the old one.
Yeah, it's like, especially considering the story relevance is that this was an adapted version of the older one. Like, it's just
Right.
It's kind of a
It-
joke.
Yeah, it's
Honestly-
like that is clearly not the same mask. Like, I
Yeah,
really
Gen
appreciate G2 for like the
Right.
mask actually resembling their original mask, but that's something that they
Yeah.
dropped every time with old Bionicle. Whenever there was a new Toa, they would either get new mask or their new mask looked nothing like the old.
Well, the
Rip and peace,
Nuva
Nuva.
are the only exception. The Nuva, you can see
Yeah.
some
The
resemblance.
Nuva
between
definitely
most
have
of the
similarities.
Nuva
Half
Yeah,
of
the
them
new has
did.
similarities, but like that, I mean that barely even counts because that's like the first example of getting new masks.
Right. No, from going
Yeah.
from like the Nike to the Mari, completely different masks.
Half of the Nova had similarities.
They literally are different masks.
Yeah, story-wise,
I
think
it
but
makes sense.
But I mean, like the story. I mean, I guess this goes back to that whole thing. Like, we don't really know how much story is written before the sets are designed, because I'm pretty sure the story is kind of written around the sets.
It's oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I think I asked Greg about this pretty recently, but I forget his answer. Also, another good example for that, also centering around the Nuva, would be the 2002 Nuva and the 2008 Nuva.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
wait. Do you mean like as far as like them resembling each other?
Yeah, or not.
They don't
actually.
They just
Yeah, that's
don't.
what I.
Oh, wait, that's some good
One of
stuff.
my examples.
Some ass stuff.
I mean, there were some masks that resemble, like, because like I would say Pohatu's mask sort of resembles his
Pohatu's
2000
mask looks more like
Sort
The Fantoka were good.
Real.
The Mystico were not. That's. But we can
See, the thing is, if you're looking at the mask only as the bottom half, but I'm thinking Pohatu's mask is the bottom half plus the visor top, which I would say
I suppose.
that together kind of resembles his 03
That one-
mask. But it even gets further when you go into like the Roka Pohatu with like his extra fin additions at the top.
Huh.
Now that looks
the Rocco.
quite a lot like his 2003 Picari or Kakama, not Picari. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I think there are definitely some resemblances there, and I would say the same for Loo-wah too with his Oxalara mask. It looks pretty similar to his 2003 mask. So
Okay, I gotta say, personal opinion time. I didn't like that mask. I didn't like the XLR mask. It looked so scrunched up and angry. It's like every single
Kinda
time
like
Leo
you all
looked
the time?
around. Well, I mean, I can be angry, but my face doesn't like go. Leo's, it just
You
has
don't
so
know
much
that
detail.
To be fair, you don't see your face when you get angry. We
Yeah.
do.
I was about to say, how do you know? Unless you get angry in front of the mirror every night.
Like I feel my face. It doesn't
not
turn into like
satisfied
a
with my
mouse
body.
face all of a sudden.
LJ, I hate you.
I'm so skinny.
LJ versus Yagley, the internal conflict.
I could really use some sun.
But yeah,
Why can't I tan
2008.
without burning?
Sunscreen.
Being a privileged
He's
white
just-
kid doesn't have all its benefits.
He's like
Okay,
wrapped in
we're moving
sun cream. He's literally like sliding everywhere because he's so covered in sunscreen.
Is he like lathering sunscreen on him or
It's
something?
like a giant sunscreen slug wearing a mirror.
He just slips.
You know somebody's gonna make
There's a
fan
slime
art.
trail wherever he goes.
You know somebody's gonna make
Why
fan
are
art of this.
constantly animals?
Yeah, it is.
I am going to make a new Rahi for the RPG called the Miru Slug. And it's
See?
immune
Oh
to
my
fire
gosh.
damage.
Literally
It
Yagli.
is immune to fire
Yagley.
damage.
Yagli the LJ slug.
Every single time we have an episode, I'm suddenly some sort of animal. I've had a history of being drawn as animals. It's disturbing.
And we're not gonna get
Like
into
most
it.
recently, I was
Yeah,
drawn,
we're not gonna get into
I was
that.
drawn as a cat.
Somebody draw LJ as a pony, please. I will pay
Don't
money
you
for
dare!
something.
Don't
Yes.
you dare!
I thought there already is an LJ pony.
There is,
There is
but
an
there
LJ
should be
pony.
more.
No, there's one of him watching pony.
No,
Or
I'm pretty sure
trying to
there
get
actually
away
is
from
one of him as a
There's
pony.
an actual LG pony made by someone.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have not seen this.
I think it was.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen that either.
I hesitate to say who it was because I don't want to like call somebody out when they didn't actually do it. But I think it was Maximum Warp. Maybe.
Maybe.
I know he made
I'll
a mess
kill him.
though.
I will eviscerate him with a pen.
What does that even mean? How do you?
It means I
to do that?
I take your
So
guts
depressing.
from your insides and I make them your outsides.
That is not
Wow.
even what eviscerated
That-
me.
yeah, that's not what it is.
Oh, I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, the views and opinion of LJ do not reflect the views and education of most homeschoolers.
Yeah, the
Or-
views
wait a
and
minute, wait a
opinions
minute,
of
wait a
LJ
minute.
are
We are way more
eviscerated.
Wait a minute. Eviscerate. Verb. To remove the entrails from. Disembowel. To deprive of vital or essential
Siri.
parts.
You know what? We're fair people.
No,
I'm sorry, LJ.
Yeah.
So, the views and opinions of LJ are right!
I'm sorry.
I just got a pop-up saying gray with an A versus gray with an E. What's the difference?
What is the difference?
There's literally no
It's
difference.
mostly
One's England-
localization.
That's
One's
what
England, one's America.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Wow.
I think the
Oh, no,
English
no,
use
LD
the
was
E
right.
and the Americans use the A.
Guys, we're running out of time. Let's actually talk about Bionicle.
Yeah.
Bionicle. Okay, there we go.
We haven't. Okay, so back to spelling and evisceration.
We've actually
Loo-wah.
got
That was
Alright.
not one of
Loo-wah.
our
Yeah,
topics.
Loo-wah. Let's go.
But
about
is
that
it
graphic novel?
Loo-wah or is it Loo-wah?
Come on.
Well, no, it's all about the emphasis. That's a legit question. Is it Loo-wah or Loo-wah?
It's
It's
Leeway.
neither. Because where are you getting Lou in Loo-wah?
L-E-W.
L-E-W.
All right.
L-E-W.
Wait. Before you try and paint me as an idiot.
You already jumped right into a pool. of paint.
Hang on. Let me clarify. I'm saying, where's there a Lou in Loo-wah? I understand W, it becomes E, L.
Can't even spell.
LJ.
L-E-W is Lou. I understand. But I
No,
pronounce it
L-O-U
Loo-wah.
is Lou.
Well, we know you pronounce it Loo-wah, but I'm just saying, if you look at the word Loo-wah, L-E-W, Loo-A, Loo-ah. It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
Now that as an alternative pronunciation of Loo-wah makes a ton of sense. Loo-wah does not.
Loo-wah
Well,
is weird.
Leeway.
No, so I mean,
You just
that-
have an English-centric view of words.
Yeah, no, Loo-wah makes sense as well. I mean, E can sometimes like American English, just English in general doesn't have accent marks, whereas most languages
Yeah,
do.
no, I realize.
So like an E
Yeah.
with like an accent mark would make the sound of A. So a lot of there's a lot of words in English and a lot of names in English where like the E does make that A sound when you say like lay. Because I've got a town nearby that's called Leyland, and well, some people pronounce it Leyland, and it's just like it's LE. So especially if you're not in native English speaking country and you see Lee, that could very well be pronounced as lay. Especially since Lee you would kind of think that would be L-E-E, not L-E.
It's
like
pretty
the
funny.
name Lee, L-E-E.
So like Loo-wah does actually make sense.
It's pretty funny how many times. It's funny how many times Loo-wah has been pronounced differently by so many people over the years, yet none of the other Toa ever get pronounced.
It is kind of weird.
Well,
there's
I mean,
X
Golly
who
versus
are-
Guy.
Like
Tahu is like
nobody ever pronounces Tahu
there's no
Tehu, or like
Right.
says
I
Onua as
pronounced Tehu's
Onua.
a joke. Hey, Tehu.
Yeah, Tehu.
I still get disturbed by Onua versus Onua.
Yeah, some people do say Onawa and some
which is not made any better by there being an actual character named
Onawa. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts.
It's like it needs
I know,
to be
that's why I did it in
Onua
the
and
dog.
Oniwa.
I did it first.
Shut up, Meso.
I mean, I think I have heard people call Kopaka before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Or Gali versus Galai.
I've
I have heard
I've never
Galai
heard
before.
Galai.
Never heard Galai.
I've heard
Never heard
Galai
that
before.
I always used to call her Galai simply because Gali sounded too much like, oh, golly, what's this?
Golly, what
Golly gee!
Yeah.
Golly, yuck, yuck.
Time to go get my trans blue cow and be ugly.
Gotta hop on the yucca truck.
Bar. Bar.
Inside jokes for the win.
Wonderful. But no. Something we haven't really discussed on TTV as of yet is that there's been a couple updates on the Bionicle books front. Like, we got a description for the graphic novel, but we also got a release date for the second graphic novel. So, like, we actually have a roadmap for the next half year of what our story is going to be, and it actually looks kind of good. We've got a book in
I'm so
August.
excited for these.
We have a book in August, and we have a graphic novel in November. Then we have another book in December, and another
Have we not
graphic
talked about
novel,
this already?
and another graphic novel in February. Not the recent stuff, no.
Oh, okay.
So, like, consistently,
I'm stoked.
every other month to every month, we're gonna have new story details of substance starting in August.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
It alternates.
Didn't realize.
Book, graphic novel. Book, graphic novel. It's
That is awesome.
It's wonderful. And then we're going to have animations throughout that time period, too.
And all these stupid people are like, yes, there's no story. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
They're
speaking
stupid.
of animations, there was a tweet by Merlin Mann pretty recently where he said something to the effect of Bionicle Animation Team wrapping up and celebrating, or something to that effect. So they're probably done by now.
And they're probably sitting on Lego's YouTube channel waiting to be made public accidentally. Later date.
Yeah.
I would have assumed that those were done earlier, like already. I figured those were already done a long time
Did
ago.
you see that Lego had a job posting for an online content manager? I think I posted it in the chat. They had him
I have
hosting.
to wonder they fired the last guy.
I was like, I said to this guy, I said, hey, anyone here working at this company can do that job better than whoever was doing it before.
Yeah, like
We know how to not. Well, I mean, like, I guess with Vessel it was a little new, but we know how to not make our private YouTube videos public. So
yeah,
Lego, if you're wanting people with expertise in handling a YouTube channel, I'm just saying.
Whoever
Let us
was
know.
We'll fly out.
like content
We'll handle
YouTube or not, it just was awful. So if they did fire the other guy, they're getting a new person. More power to them. They need it. Because Lego going into the digital age, they need to be a bit more... Like, obviously, there's some stuff... It's the internet. Some stuff's going to leak. Mistakes will happen. But last year and early this year was just a travesty. So many things went wrong.
I think it was especially like, you are orchestrating the release date for all these different countries, and you need to make sure that all that goes forward. So it's a harder job than you're letting on, but even still.
Yeah. But no, it's good stuff. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited. The books, whatever. The graphic novel, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
Meso needs pictures.
Yeah, I think the graphic novel is going to tell us like other stuff, the things that we
I
don't already
hold
know.
them in equal regard, honestly.
Well, see, the thing is, I feel like the books are likely going to tell us everything about the Toa and the Toa's journey, but I have a feeling like the graphic novel might go into a few other things.
The Okoto Protector's Guide.
Yeah, that don't necessarily follow the Toa.
I want a villager life thing. I want to see what their
that's
daily
what it is. The
life is
Okoto
like.
Protector's Guide. We're going to get maps. We're going to get myths and legends. So the graphic novel
And
will hopefully
what?
be the world-building book.
I hope
The
so.
graphic novel finally gives us names to the protectors.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen any of the ones that Ryder
Billy
Wickham
Joe.
has written Star Wars guides, and those are really good
Yeah.
in terms of like world building stuff. So I don't know. I'm hoping that it'll turn out kind of like that. I'm hoping that we'll get world building. We should have gotten it so much earlier on because people can't do fan stuff about Okoto. They can't.
Yeah.
Literally, we
People
can't do
try
no.
and they wrote it on a
Right.
brick wall.
Right, you can't do fan fiction about the villagers. You
it's
can't
like
do
the
like
exact
location stuff.
opposite of what was happening with the rampant canonization.
Yeah. The
Exactly.
only guy that I've seen, personally, there have probably been others that I haven't seen that's been able to do some good world building, is a guy that made a fan-made game, the Okoto online game, and he gave all the villagers names, and you could actually go to the villages and go there.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's not like Monog where it's point and click. It's a platformer, so it's kind of limited in certain aspects, but it's a valiant effort. Probably the best I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, and those cutscenes? The cutscenes are really
Cutscenes
good.
are good stuff. I'm gonna go check after this if that's been updated any. I'm gonna go play that.
Totally has, I'm gonna bet.
Probably. But no, it's gonna be a bright future ahead, I think. I'm starting to get optimistic.
Yeah, see, I've been saying this since day one. You can't judge it so soon.
Exactly.
We weren't even a few months into the year yet.
Well, the first few months of the year were not good.
They weren't good, but it's everyone's ready to say the entire year was a failure because of a few first
Your
months.
first few months weren't all that good either, Meso, but look how far you've come.
Our first week of Vessel wasn't really that great.
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, but that doesn't
Wow.
mean it's not going to be that great. So I mean, it's just quit trying to say things are bad so soon.
Let's be frank, you were leaking stuff all over the place early on too.
Let's give it a chance.
Okay, you see, Takuma, you were so inspirational at first, and then you...
Well,
Too early to tell.
yeah.
Entire year of sets. Plenty of time for story content. And look at that, we're finally getting story content.
If it sucks, I will have Lego's head on a silver platter.
Yeah, now when it actually comes out and it does suck and we actually look at it and we're like, yeah, this is really bad, that is something to be mad about.
No matter the book's content, I have faith that it will be well written because of the author behind it. So it could do nothing for the story at all, but have good dialogue, and that's whatever.
What if it isn't? What if it isn't?
Then that would just be unfortunate.
Ryder Winham. What if he thought it was a joke, and so he just typed up goo goo gaga wah wah wah, and then copy and pasted it, sent the script to Lego as a joke, and they printed it?
What? What kind of world did that happen?
I'm pretty sure that was LJ's job application to our company.
Copy paste.
I have a bachelor's in incessant blathering.
Kai, what's more telling? The fact I sent it, or you accepting me?
He's got a point, guys.
We accepted you as the company pinata. That's your job.
Well, listen, we were very desperate back in the day. We were trying to find anyone.
Literally.
It's hilarious.
He's not kidding. We took people off chat rooms.
Literally,
Yeah,
like,
the
hey,
Lego
anybody
I
want to
got-
podcast?
I think it was Star Peru who just went literally on like the BZ Power chat and was like, "Hey, are you a Bionicle fan? Click this and come join us on our podcast."
Yeah, and that
Because I remember like that one
specifically-
podcast episode we had like 30 people.
it was killer.
No, I haven't heard this.
No, this is what happened. This is how I came into the podcast.
Yeah, you don't remember this because this was way before
You
your time.
posted it on a chat room, and I joined, and I had no mic, so I had to use my earbuds as like.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, that was a thing. Our first few episodes, no one had microphones. There was like, okay, what we did was we took our headphones, like earbuds that came with like an MP3 player or an iPod. We just took that out of the speaker input and put that in the microphone input and talked through our earbuds.
It was,
such quality.
It was an abomination.
The quality was worse than like an old like radio or something. Like a walkie-talkie. It was worse than a walkie-talkie.
It was.
No one knows what a walkie-talkie is
believe
anymore.
it. I totally believe it.
Yeah, it was
Basically, fans,
God.
you guys that like apply for the casting call every time we do it, and you would love to be a member of TTV. Just think, if you had been on the internet like 3 years, 4 years earlier, you could have just joined on a chat.
you could have walked in. It's like the equivalent of walking into a store and saying, "Can I have a job?" and being like, "Oh yeah, sure."
No, I'm not even walking. I was hired because I was around in chat, and we're like, "Oh, you're around in chat, right?" Just join
It's
the
like
podcast.
you were walking past the store on the street, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah,
came
no,
out. I was like,
like-
"You got a job."
It's
Yeah,
like,
with
well,
Kahi.
interviews. I came into the store to buy something, and I was checking out, and you're like, "Hey, you check out here, right? How about you just work here?" And I was like,
No. It was more like, Kahi, you were walking past the store. You sat down in front of the store, and then we just struck up a conversation with you, and you wouldn't leave. So you're like, huh, well, he's not going anywhere. Let's make sure of that.
I don't think that.
That
was the
analogy
biggest mistake.
sucked.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Man, what's with me today?
Today?
Look on the bright
What's
side.
your excuse
at least
every
it's
other
not
day?
Awkward silences.
I mean, that kind of was an awkward silence. We just happened to break it by saying that
we've
sucked.
had Mardi Gras compilations. Can we have awkward silence compilations?
Whenever
Mardi
LJ tries to
Gras.
make a joke,
Marty.
It'll just be the most cringe-worthy thing we can send to
Mardi
all of our
Gras.
enemies.
Mardi Gras, the Mardi God. God of all Martys.
I got a comment. Somebody asked me, "Will you ever do another Mardi Gras video?" Now that it's become a running joke, and I was like, I mean, maybe.
No.
What would I do differently? It's like it's the same thing every year.
Yagli, the foaming eye god of Marty.
Okay, that's it.
And his
Tired.
army of mirrors flow.
And his army of mirrors and cow-cows.
Oh, God.
Basically, I'm not.
They're all in the form of slugs.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not ruling it out. I just need a better camera first. That's my answer.
To take a picture of Yagli?
Yes, to take a picture of Yagli.
I guess we could all that could be our next meetup function. Instead of going to like a Lego convention, we just meet up for Mardi Gras.
Let's do it.
Dress up as Yagli.
That's
Have
like
fun
one
with that.
benefit to coming down here. So
I'm not going to Mississippi. I'm black, remember?
Oh! Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Now we're going home.
Thanks for joining us for TTV.
Wow.
Oh, that
You
stinks.
should come up. You can come here. It's Minnesota nice, remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Minnesota's great.
So
Yeah,
great, they
they
put it
got-
in a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
They got the tiny beverages.
Oh man.
That's never gonna be funny, LJ. So stop trying.
One day it will be. One day it will
That is,
be.
LJ, you are such a try-hard.
You are.
I am. I
It's
really
annoying. You need to stop. Just quit. Can you just like be funny naturally and stop trying?
Oh, that reminds me. I just got a really quick story to tell. So I was trying that new custom game mode in the new Dota 2 Reborn beta, the overpower over whatever it is. And one person was killing us, and he's like, try harder. I noticed that I was hosting the whole thing, so I was like, try hard this, and poof, the whole game, everyone lost.
Wow.
Wow. You're such a jerk.
Takuma, you just
All right,
shot up
you
on
know
my
what,
list
Mark?
of favorite people. I would totally do that.
Of course,
Granted,
wow.
most everyone had DC'd before that because they had terrible connections, and there was only 3 of us in the game. The other person is basically everyone DC'd except for one person who'd pretty much given up, and then just one person who was killing me over and over.
Oh, there goes our retention.
Yeah, Dota.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bionicle.
Well, maybe this will bring
Alright.
it back.
Bionicle. All right, wrap us up.
One,
150 is a pretty big milestone, right?
yes, it is.
I
Decent.
don't think 150 is that big of a milestone.
I think it's a very big milestone.
It's half a
Why?
milestone.
Why? Yeah, it's half of a milestone.
It's good
50
stuff.
is not a milestone.
Look, it's a milestone
No, no,
because
no,
It's
no.
not a milestone.
Come-
It's half
is
of a
milestone.
we've come to
50 is a
150
milestone.
and we're
No other 50 aside from 250 is a milestone.
we've come
And maybe
to
70.
episode 150
250.
and
250
and-
is a milestone.
and we're
250.
not dead.
150 is not a milestone.
milestone.
I'm talking, you jerk! I'm in charge! I'm in control here!
We've
You learn your place, you little maggot!
Harsh.
We've come to 150 and we're not dead yet. Ergo, it's a milestone.
It is not a milestone. 150 is just not a milestone. dude.
You know, the only reason I even brought this up was to say I'm done telling stupid jokes.
Well, before we end, there's one quick thing I'd like to mention. It'll go by super fast. At the time of this episode's release, on Vessel, it'll be up on the 29th. On YouTube, it'll be up on the 6th. Makuta Fest is days away. And if you would like more info on Makuta Fest, there will be a link in the description to our announcement video, as well as a link to a master post on the message board so you can
I
get
have to say
all of it.
that thumbnail is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck?
Go as a
That
work in
thumbnail is
progress.
So ugly.
It's a work in progress.
I am sorry to our subscribers for having to look at that thumbnail. Man.
Disgusting.
I was traumatized. I had to go see a psychiatrist. I am suing TTV
It's like
for
the
every
Comic
penny they
Sans
own.
of thumbnails.
It was so bad. I can't believe it. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Sore thumb.
Sore thumb.
Your grammar sticks like a
Yaggly
sore
has
thumb.
thrums.
A sore throat. That's not grammar.
Yeah, I know.
That was misspeaking. It has nothing to do with grammar.
Anyway, Makuta Fest 2015 will be held on July 11th at 2:30 Pacific, 3:30 Mountain, 4:30 Central, and 5:30 Eastern at twitch.tv/MakutaFest, and we hope to see you all there. And on that note, we can end. So thank you all for listening to episode 150 of the TTV podcast, and sticking with us through all 150 episodes, and hopefully
Make sure-
another 150 to come.
Make sure to be watching on Vessel because that is when the episode is actually posted at a normal time. If you're watching on YouTube, as a reminder, you are delayed a week.
If you feel like
you
watching
care
episode
about
151, go right now and see it. It's up.
Yeah, 151 is up on Vessel right now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there you go. Also, if you're watching on iTunes is also delayed a week.
Correct. So thank you all for
And that's vessel.com/the TTV channel.
Yeah, we should put that in the descriptions.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. I'm updating that as we speak.
Shui.
Excellent. So, thank you everyone
Thank
for
you, Josh.
watching us on Vessel. Thank you for watching us in the YouTube. Thank you for watching us anywhere.
Thank
And
you
be
for
sure.
watching us. No matter what,
Yeah.
it's a milestone or
For
not.
watching.
150 episodes. That's cool.
Shut up!
And if you're interested in an audiobook, especially one about the creation of Lego and Bionicle itself and how Bionicle helped Lego, be sure to check out Brick by Brick How Lego Rewrote the Rules of Innovation and Conquered the Global Toy Industry on audible.com at audibletrial.com/TTV.
And if you like plugs, then you can check
and if
out
you want-
blah blah blah. No.
Or you could just get any audiobook you want.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool audiobooks.
Steve Jobs, a great book.
Steve Jobs
Do not
autobiography.
get that.
Call.
There's actually a book autobiography from Notch that was just released.
Oh, I did see that. That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so
How
you
to
can do
make
that.
massive bank and become a billionaire.
If you want to know what that Game of Thrones thing is all about, Song of Fire and Ice is also on Audible.
Song of Fire and Ice.
Exactly.
Or Ice
You know what?
Fire, not Fire.
I think
Fire.
we should publish an audiobook.
I mean, well, let's do it. How to luck out and achieve moderate success and slight
moderate. It's
fame
not even moderate.
and slight
Join us
internet
next
fame.
time
A
for
story
Hit the
of
Phone.
luck.
Dun, dun,
The secret to mediocrity.
dun.
The secret to mediocrity. The TTV story.
From rags to riches and back to rags.
Oh, I hope we never go back to rags.
From rags to middle class employment.
Not even middle class.
Not even middle class. It's just from rags to slightly cleaner.
from rags to upper poor class.
From
or,
rags
upper
to
lower class.
towels.
Like they're not even rags anymore. They're like hand-me-down T-shirts.
From rags to the laundromat. Anyone got a quarter?
All right. Thank you all for listening to TTV 150. I am Messadak.
I'm Vardaran.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Viper.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And we will see you all next week for another exciting episode. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Thank you all for watching. I think I'm going to call our fans maggots from now on.
No,
Hey,
you're not.
Before we forget about this too, if you are listening to YouTube, we have a supplementary post podcast coming up. And that's
yes.
Beyond. So check that out too. If you want to hear more of this, we're recording it directly after this podcast ends. Check us out on Vessel for that. It is an exclusive. You have to wait a week for it, but hey.
No, you don't have to wait a week because it's an exclusive. Wait, is it exclusive to Vessel or exclusive to paid subscribers? I thought it was exclusive to paid subscribers.
It's exclusive to paid subscribers.
Yeah, you have to pay for the Vessel for the after show. Anyway, goodbye, everybody.